Thank you for your enthusiasm. We're going to jump right in, and then we'll talk.
So I'm going to give you 5 beats, whether you like it or not. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Some people feel they got to plan up every minute, but it makes them go through life in a trance. I say that life is a wheel, and every day I want to spin it. I like to fly by the seat of my pants. I let the dentist call me when he has a cancellation. No appointments 20 weeks in advance. I never RSVP to gala party invitations. No, I just fly by the seat of my pants. I can't take it when commitments flutter up my boat. I wreak havoc on my universe. I'll make it where I've got to be by hook or by crook. I'll just take it and be careful not to over-rehearse. Don't write a set list for me. That's the surest way to blow it. An agenda stifles all the romance. Just call a tune and a key. I'll suss it out if I don't know it, sure. I'll just fly by the seat of my pants. Come on. Stop me. I'll build a bridge across the expanse, or I might choose to just swim and let the current drag and drop me. But I'll fly by the seat of my pants. Don't follow anyone's lead. I'm an independent mover. I choose my lefts and rights at a glance. Don't need some RSVP. Just maneuver. I'll just fly by the seat of my pants. Out of the box, in the moment, off the cuff, on the fringes. I delight in folks from out of the blue. But I can feel my anger foment anytime someone impinges on my right to be spontaneous and improv. I keep my eye on today, 'cause though tomorrow's all Dave Davis at the bass, folks. And the great Matt Politano at the piano. At the risk of overstating it, I tend to announce their names repeatedly through the night because they're just so great, and I'm so thrilled to have them playing to me, and we have such a good time, so I just don't want you to forget who you're hearing. Well, if you're new to my music, I do a fair amount of jazz standards in a lot of situations, but most of the time when I'm doing my own thing, I'm doing originals that I've written for my 2 CDs that I've put out, and so that last tune, Fly by the Seat of My Pants, very apropos, it's kind of what we do. But we're going to do a song that came out of, it was born during 10 years that I was the drummer and vocalist for Chuck Mangione, and I was traveling all over the place all the time, and we were on airplanes so much, and I started making a list of the things that the airlines were doing that were getting on my nerves. And that morphed its way into being this. So anyway, here's the airplane song. And before we do that, I'm taking a drink of water. No matter what you say. 1, 2, 3. Right now I'm the opposite of comfy. Shots of pain keep curling up my spine. It's 7 hours till I'm off the airplane, and I can't get my seat to recline. Trying to get from LA to Seattle. I'm changing planes in Boston, I don't know why. And the pilot just said, well, folks, on the airplane, that means kiss your connection goodbye. I'm already scared, cause before I got on board, I saw the pilot in the bar. Then the drink cart smacks my elbow, kamikaze style. It caught me by surprise, cause I'm not sitting on the aisle. Lady 1 row back has brought her poodle. How I wish this puddle could be gone. And I watched them load my suitcase on the airplane that's across from the plane that I'm on. $10 just to change my seat assignment. $12 for a drink, it's pretty fresh. Well, they're charging now for dinners on the airplane. And I'm starved, but I'm all out of cash. They just gave me a 3-ounce cup of coffee. And I swear they must have brewed it yesterday. There are only 7 pillows on the airplane, and they just gave the last one away. How I wish that the guy next to me had bathed before this flight. He sleeps despite his screaming infant son. I'd shoot myself, but they made me check my gun. Locked in so I can't get to the restroom. Yes, I pee my pants and I should even cough. I'm feeling more like cargo on the airplane. When will we ever? When will we ever? When will we ever take off? Thank you.
Hey, I'm switching it up already. Okay, let's do number 1. I want to do the blues.
We just had a terrific dinner, and we had a clinic this afternoon, which a few people were here for, and had a nice time. And then I taught a class at Pasadena City College right before that, and I taught 2 lessons earlier that day, and so I'm ready to sing the blues.
I don't know why all that adds up to wanting to sing the blues, but there it is.
This tune was actually born right here in Orange County, if you can believe that. I used to play a lot of gigs at the Balboa Bay Club. Some of you may know of the Balboa Bay Club. It was a very Richie country club place back in the early 2000s and for many decades prior to that. We were playing in the lounge there. And one night there were 2 gentlemen standing in front of the band talking. Of course they were talking. And and the one was lamenting to the other about how much he was having to spend on repairs to his yacht. And the saxophone player on the gig, Tom Kubis, he turned to me and he said, "Wow, these people don't know what the blues are at all." And I thought about Joe Williams' song, "Every Day I Have the Blues," and I said to Tom, I said, well, maybe they just get the blues every other day, you know? So then driving home from that gig, I started piecing this together. So here's "Every Other Day I Have the Blues." And we're gonna let Matt set the mood with a few choruses of E-flat blues that are filled with angst. So just give it to me. And then look over at me when you're done. 1, 2, 3. more than you will ever see. But that don't mean I ain't got troubles always following me. You know it's hard to get by when you've got so much to lose. I ain't cried every day, but every other day I have the blues. One day I heard Joe Williams singing how he's always feeling blue. I pulled my Porsche off the road and shouted, brother, I'm with you. Although we live very different lives, you know we've all got to pay our dues. I ain't down as much as Joe was, but every other day I have the blues. Let me tell you about this now. Well, on Monday I found out my butler's asking for a raise, and Wednesday I got drunk and broke $1,000 vase. My chef was sick on Friday, and he never did appear. I had to cook for myself, and that's the second time this year. See, my life is no pleasure cruise, cause every other day I got the blues. Yeah, there's more. Well, on Sunday I played poker, and I lost a couple grand. And Tuesday I played tennis, got a blister on my hand. I play the horses Thursdays, and I always lose my share. But like Joe Williams said, nobody ever seems to care. You wouldn't want to walk a mile in my shoes. No, cause every other day I got blue. Truly have the blues. Some days I get so annoyed I just have to hang my head and cry. Take for example the day the freight elevator in my mansion was out of order. Well, my afternoon nap was completely ruined by the sound of the servants clattering up and down the stairs. Then there was the day I left my Ferrari parked across the property at the stables. Well, by the time the valet could bring it back to me, I'm running behind. I get down to the athletic club for lunch, and the maitre d' has given away my favorite table. Then today I hear from my pilot. He says my jet can't fly this week because it needs engine maintenance. Well, there goes my trip to Banff. I know. I can fly first class on American or something, but I gotta tell you, I cannot stand flying on those commercial airlines. Oh no! Now what would Joe say I should do if I'm feeling blue half the time? Guess I can pack my suitcase up and just move halfway down the line. But then I miss my giant house with its panoramic view. Oh, I guess I'll always wonder why 3 days a week I've got to cry. But I'll just let my life go by, and every other day I'll have the blues. Oh, yes, it's time to let those tears out the eyes, but every other day I got the blues. Thank you. Dave Davis and Matt Politan. Right.
All right, I'm skipping all over the place now. Let's do number 28, which is probably now.
I wrote a set list and I'm completely ignoring it now. I'm just doing what I feel like. But not all of my tunes are intended to be funny. Although I do like to bring a little humor to the jazz. I think jazz musicians can be a little overly serious sometimes. And there's room for the humor there. That's all I can say. But I sometimes think of a nice idea for a song, and this is a nice, happy samba. It's off my second CD. That CD is called Texting and Driving. That's the name of the CD. And we'll get to that song. And my other CD, by the way, the first one is called I Just Want to Get Paid. And so, in any case, we're going to do a song off the Texting and Driving CD. It's a nice, happy samba called You Remind Me.
So we'll do it, take a full chorus, Matt. You take half. There's a little piano line that leads out of the bridge, into the bridge. And then off to the coda, and bam. Does that make sense? Right. 1, 2, 1.
Help me enjoy my time with you. And when my little plans today somehow go astray, and anger's trying just to fill me with doubt, when I forget that love makes life worth living, take my hand and soon the anger fizzles out. You remind me what it's all about. Remind me life is filled with thunder, not just long lists of things to do. Help me remember what the world looks too agile. Help me enjoy my time with you. And with my little plans today, somehow go astray. And anger's trying just to dull me down. When I forget that love makes life worth living, take my hand and soon the anger fizzles out. You remind me, what it's all about. Thank you.
All right, let's go on to number 5. We'll go on to number 5.
Well, one of the great things about being a musician is that you get to travel around and you have these relationships, some of them long term, some of them are quick, with other musicians. Playing a jazz party or jazz festival or being on a band that's on the road, or sometimes just players that you know in town. There's a connection between musicians that's really amazing, and I was thinking about this one day. It's just different than any other kind of relationship that I have in my life. Not better necessarily, but in any case, there's a certain kind of camaraderie there that I think is really worth taking note of. So anyway, I had that in mind when I wrote this tune, and I hope you like it. What a surprise, he and I should cross paths here. Former bandmates on our way to different planes. It's so wild to hear him call my name and to see that same old smile. I'm thinking, when did we last play? I guess it's been a while, though it seems like yesterday. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Hey man, what is up? I haven't seen you in forever. We start talking about the good times traveling with a singer back in '91. And how that trip to New York with the big band was so much fun. We're taking tales of the gigs we used to play together back in town. And we laugh about the time he drove me home when my car broke down. But while we stand here talking, in my mind there's a hurricane. I've got a secret that I'm trying to hide. I can't say what I'm thinking inside. Please tell me your name. I can't remember your name. I've got a beach ball spinning on the desktop in my brain. I'm going insane, just trying to remember your name. Now I've got to play this awful guessing game till I remember your name. Let's see, Albert, Eric, Annie, Ari. While we laugh and reminisce, I keep searching, but the bell never rings. I try to and try, the answer's always the same. I can't remember your name. Can't do it. How can my brain hand me 50 little facts about you, but with your name, it's suddenly stalled? I know the color of your car from 1992. I just can't seem to remember. I can't remember what you were called. He says to call him on Tuesday, cause he's got a bunch of gigs for me. Yeah. He says his number hasn't changed, but email works just as well. Then he tells me his address is just his name at AOL. I kept up with her front, but now I see it was all in vain. I'm ready to claim my spot in the Moron Hall of Fame. What a nightmare this day became when I forgot your name. Try, the answer's always the same. I can't remember your name. You know my pride, I can never reclaim. So please just tell me yourself. You know I try, but I just can't remember your name. But a better day needs by yours. Joey Sellers, that's it. I feel so stupid. Yeah. It's easy when I've got somebody in the audience that I can just toss it. So let's do 25. That's good. The set list is working out better than I thought. Well, it's a busy week for me. I was in Paso Robles leading my trio in Libretto, a nice jazz club up there on Saturday night. And then I'm here today for a clinic. It's great. Tomorrow is the Bakersfield Jazz Workshop. So I'm just all over, what is that, Central? That's sort of medium Southern California, I guess. And then a concert at Pasadena City College on Thursday. So it's a busy week. How about that? We're gonna do a tune that I think is really appropriate this time of year. And even though the weather has cooled down, last week it was even more because it was so hot, which was annoying, but it does make this tune sound even more appropriate. But this is a nice, beautiful song. I actually wrote this tune at the piano, and it sat for over a decade waiting for the right lyric to come along. I kept trying to put a lyric to it, and I'd go, that doesn't work out. And then I'd put it away for a while, and then come back to it, but never moved on. Finally, one day, I went, wait a minute, that would work. It's crazy how that works. And so this is a beautiful, I think, song, just kind of painting an image of the situation. It's called This Summer Night.
Is one bar three good enough? Let's do that. Okay. A 1, 2.
Cool beams of blue from the moon are inching across the floor, and on the whispering breeze a flood of precious memories. Pine-scented air fills the room we always share, but this summer night I'm just dreaming of you. That distant chord from a train is haunting just like before, mixed with the rustling leaves out the open window, savoring wine as sensations intertwine. On this summer night, can I just taste the rapture one more time? Wondrous Julys, we romanced here and swore that we'd return forever one more year. July has come, but now I sit here alone, and this summer night you're just sad and dreamy. And so the last sip of wine nudges me off to bed as the birds outside prepare to greet the sunrise. Absent your kiss, I can only reminisce. Yet deep inside, I just felt you somehow close to me for one last summer night. Summer night. someone nudges me off to bed as the birds outside prepare to meet the sunrise. Absent your kiss, I can only reminisce. Yet deep inside, I just felt you somehow close to me for one last summer night. Summer Great Napolitano on that. See, that makes me feel just more relaxed. Let's change all that. And we're going to do.
We'll do 22A. 22A. Make sure it's 22A, not 22B.
That would be a disaster. The title track for my second CD, the CD is called Texting and Driving. And so we're going to do that. It has a lot of words, they go by kind of fast. So, but in this room, I think it'll be okay. But we'll, if you miss a few of the words, you know, along the way, well, then I guess you're just going to have to buy the CD. I do have the CDs here with me. They're in a box. They're in a box right there. So if you're interested, I sell them for $10, and I take cash. And I also have a Venmo QR code. That's how ultra hip I am. And so see me afterwards if you have any, if you're interested. But here's the title track from that record, and it's called The Texting Song.
And it starts with the bass. And that's about right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
I started texting and forgot that I was feeling. I jumped the curb before I noticed I was feeling. But I'm due to tweet and I got something to say. So across the street, you must get out of the way. No need to stand and look so perplexed. I just gotta send a text. If I was looking, I would see your eyes are rolling. But you should know this is something I'm controlling. When I hear that tone, the knee-jerk action is clean. My hands reach for the phone, my eyes look to the screen. Every muscle action is relaxed. I just gotta send a text. I'm driving 50 miles per hour, looking down at my hands, trying to reply to something somebody said. I guess I'm in the wrong direction to a one-way intersection. But how was I supposed to know the night was red? I know I ought to pay attention to my driving. But another recent message is arriving. When my iPhone beckons, I just gotta reply. I can't wait 10 seconds, so I'll probably die. In the auto that happens next, I just gotta send it back. I just can't imagine doing anything at all without a phone in my hand. How can anybody try to deal with something so completely absurd? Because every single second of the day I live in wild anticipation of my ultra cool ringtone. It's every friend of ours I music from my favorite band, always loud and distorted. And how could I go on if I could never post another shot, prove that I was just about to do so? For I believe my 7 followers on Instagram would like to see a photo of my every meal. Because everybody wants to know what's going on with me in my radical life. You seem annoyed that throughout our conversation I've been texting and I've done a little Skyping. It makes you rude for me to text while you talk, but it's okay because I'm listening to you even as I'm typing. And now they're telling me that every time I drive and use my phone I have to use a hands-free device. I tried a few, but none of them work. In fact, there wasn't even one that drove the car at all. So as I'm messaging in the car, I'm driving right off the road. And now the cop is in my face again. Buddy, what's the matter with you? I'm driving 50 miles per hour, looking down at my hands, trying to reply to something somebody said. I guess I'm in the wrong direction, we're one-way intersection, but how was I supposed to know the light was red? I know I ought to pay attention to my driving, but another instant message is arriving. When my iPhone's back inside, it's got a reply. I can't wait 10 seconds, so I'll probably die. The auto-rate that happens next, I just gotta send that text. I just gotta send a text, that's all. It's not a big deal. I'll just take my hands off the wheel and I'll just reach over here. Thank you.
Hey, Gabe, what's a ballad? We can almost keep on you're gonna what's on? You know, body and soul. The two body and soul.
I'm gonna do it too. I just decided this right here.
We'll just do it with bass and vocal.
This is a nice, intimate space, and I love the sound of this room. It actually is very pleasant. But when I have a great bass player like Gabe, one of my favorite things to do is take an old standard and just sing it with bass. And so that's what we're gonna do. So here's Body and Soul.
And where are my brushes? Set it up and just give you some kind of an intro or something. Yeah. Just leave me. My heart is sad and lonely. I sigh for you, dear only. I tell you I mean it. I'm all for you, body and soul. I spend my days in longing and wondering why it's me that you're longing. Why haven't you seen it? I'm all for you, body and soul. I just can't believe it. It's hard to conceive it that you throw away romance. Are you pretending? Well, it looks like the ending, unless you can give me one more chance to redeem my heart, a wreck you're making. You know I'm yours for just the taking, and I'd gladly surrender my life to you, body and soul.
just can't believe it. It's hard to conceive it. How could you throw away romance? Are you pretending? 'Cause it looks like the ending, unless you can give me one more chance to my life a wreck you're making. You know I'm yours for just the taking, and I gladly surrender my life to you, Bonnie. Body and soul. It would have been great with you too, man.
One more time.
Yeah. All right. Let's try a whole new one.
Let's try.
I have a new tune, and it's 30. So I teach up at Idlewild in the summer at the jazz camp there, and Joey Sellers used to do that for many years as well, and so one of the people who's there is the great educator and trumpet player and composer John DeVersa. And you may or may not know anything about John, but he's a quirky individual and a great musician. And we were sitting at this picnic table kind of out in the woods a couple of years ago. And John, out of nowhere, he goes, "Dave, I'm going to give you a topic, and I want you to write a song on that topic and have it tomorrow." And I said, "Well, John, I really don't write songs in 12 hours. I tend to take more like 12 months to write tunes." But I said, "What's your topic?" So it was clearly he hadn't even thought of anything. He looked around, and he went, "The song is about a bee who is unhappy with his life and is searching for something better." And I said, "Okay." So I said, the bee is looking for like a new hive or a new meadow or a whole new honey or what are they? And he said, "That's the title right there. It's called A Whole New Honey." So I said, "All right, John, we finished what we were drinking and then, actually, I don't think John even drinks, but I probably was. Anyway, but you know what? The idea was in the back of my mind, and I started goofing around with it, and it took me about 3 months, but I ended up piecing this tune together. And it's not easy. It's in 5, and but because I have such a great trio, we're gonna hurl this tune off, and it's called A Whole New Honey. So do you want to just have all of us starting at the same time? All right, but we'll do 8. We'll do the full 8 bars. Okay.
Go ahead.
Um,
Go ahead.
5 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. They all told her that a bee could never be a singer, but she was born to sing, there can be no debate. Down in the hive, nobody sang or ever even laughed. They just work all day till late, then lights out right at 8. So she'd sing all day out in the meadow, holly pollen, bobbing bloom to bloom, belting out some Gershwin vein. Then home to eat in dreary silence, the same old honey every meal. It made her want to scream, and every night she dreamed about a whole new honey, a world that understands the beauty of a song, where the music's always playing, and you can stand right up and sing along, where the honey tastes like heaven, and you can sip it while the band is swinging low. Dreaming of a whole new honey, a way of life that she was sure she'd never know. Yeah, she was sure she'd never know. Then one day as she was singing Misty to the flowers, a handsome bee flew up and started singing harmony. He said, I'd love to hear you sing. You have such a lovely voice. There's something you should see. If you'll just come with me. As they flew up to a hive across the meadow, from inside there came the most amazing sound. It was music and laughter and a swinging bebop band. She stepped in to look around and knew what she had found. It was a whole new honey, and she thought, could this be the answer to my prayer? She could hear the band rehearsing as he showed her to the jazz club up the stairs. He said, we're running 2 shows nightly, as he put a glass of honey wine in her hand. My club is called the Whole New Honey, and I want you to be the singer with the band. Yeah, come on and be the singer with my band. Now she lives a whole new honey, and the club is sold out every time she sings. The bees coming from hard days working to have a taste and hear a song cool their wings. Then one night the queen came calling to say we love you and we're so very glad that you come. Yeah, she found her whole new honey, and she ain't never going back where she came from. No, she's never going back where she came from. Thank you. That was Matt Politano's first time ever playing that tune. So that was,
Let's see, we got time for maybe two, and I will do. And there's so many things I'd like to do. We could do a 3-hour concert. Let's do Henrietta. Let's do number 11. All right.
well, I want to tell you that I really appreciate your enthusiasm for original songs. You know, in jazz, a lot of people really just want to hear the old things that we all love so much, and I do too. I was thinking it's funny. Like I was imagined, like in 1920 something, a young Cole Porter sitting at a piano playing some gig in a little bar, and he's doing some of his original tunes. And the owner of the bar comes over and says, "Look, Cole, we love it, but can you give us something we know, like some Berlin or something?" In any case, when you're putting new tunes together, it always makes you feel a little vulnerable, and having an audience that receives them so nicely is very gratifying. We're going to do a tune that, this one I woke up one morning and I just had this little melody, a little piece of melody, and the chord change that went with it, and I jotted it down, and then it blossomed out into this tune. This is kind of a romantic little ditty called Henrietta.
What did you tell you anything? I don't think so. Oh, the intro is 8 bars, no matter what you have. That's all. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2.
I didn't fall for Henrietta the first day I met her, making small talk for a while. Somehow her beauty, though plain to see, I was not perceiving. And only just as she was leaving, did I notice something in her smile. But then one day I crossed paths again with Henrietta. I tipped my hat and got to see that smile again. And though we barely just said hello before we parted, this time around the fire started. Love hit me there and then. Her soft hello erased the pain of every tear I ever shed, repeating in my brain my new favorite melody. The thought of letting her walk away again, it filled my heart with dread. I spun round towards Henrietta and found her looking back at me. Now every day it's Henrietta, and I'm so glad the second time I got it right. I didn't see it at first glance, but fate gave me a second chance to meet Henrietta and fall in love at first sight. Ah. looking back at me. Now every day it's Henrietta, and I'm so glad the second time I got it right. I didn't feel it at first glance, but they gave me a second chance to meet Henrietta. I got to meet Henrietta. Now every day I see Henrietta and fall in love at first Thank you. Once again, the great Matt Politano. And Dave Davis is no slouch either.
You know, we'll do a couple. We should do 23.
It's time for the jazz education portion of the program. We are in a school after all, so we're going to do this too. And then after that, maybe we'll do one more. Call it an evening for everybody. It's been great coming here. Thanks, Joey, for the invitation. Just love it. So, there's a kind of an unspoken but understood rule among jazz musicians and others that if you're listening to a swing tune and you want to snap your fingers or clap your hands, you should do it on beats 2 and 4. That's where you should do it. Now, if you're not sure where 2 and 4 is, you can just look at the drummer, because more often than not, the drummer's stomping away 2 and 4 with his left foot, so it's over here. That's usually 2 and 4. So if you're not quite sure, you can just look at the drummer. I did an interview with Susan Stamberg on NPR when the CD came out, and she said, well, what's wrong with clapping on 1 and 3? You know, why is that a problem? And I said, well, you can't overanalyze it, but it just doesn't sound good. I said, you know, it brings to mind an image for me of trying to push a sled through sand. Like it just takes all the momentum away. Something about doing that. The groove lives attached to 2 and 4. So anyway, I was thinking about that, and I thought, well, maybe I should put that into a song. So here I am. I wrote a tune about a guy who meets a girl, and she says she knows a lot about jazz, and then it turns out she doesn't know as much about jazz as he thought. And this is called Clapping on 1 and 3. Startlingly pretty, she told me she loved jazz. I was smitten and asked her to my favorite club. As the players took the stand, I saw them gawking. I was so thrilled to have this vixen on my arm. But now they're playing and the girl just won't stop talking. And my sense of boundless joy is quickly changing to alarm. But to keep her, my trepidation I will hide. That is, unless she does the one thing I absolutely can't avoid. Though I'm starting to think that jazz is mostly random notes to her ear. She talks right over the bend, but then her kiss makes my concern just disappear. Although she don't get the music, her smile is so bright, there's almost nothing that could chase away me. But I won't stay if my baby starts clapping on 1 and 3. A red flag when she calls the music jazzy and hot. I try to shake it off and stay in the zone. Then she says she loves Miles. He's her very favorite on the saxophone. The way she moves keeps me swooning, so I'll simply pretend she's not singing way out of key. But I won't stay if my baby is clapping on 1 and 3. even cute when she's shouting out, "Go, man, go!" So I resist the temptation to flee, but I won't stay if my baby starts clapping on 1 and 3. No, 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 no. She's such a beauty even when she's acting like a buffoon, like yelling anything by Ella when she can't name a tune. But this downbeat clapping, well, it just ain't right. It drags the swing field down, and it just makes her look so wild. Something wrong with my last meal. That's how her backwards clapping is making me feel. I can't believe that I'm thinking about saying goodnight, but when jazz is listed on the marquee, I just can't stay if my baby keeps clapping on 1 and 3. No, 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 no. I can't stay with you, baby. I can't stay the way you're clapping next to me. No, I can't stay with you, darling. I can't stay with you, baby, when you're clapping on 1 and 3. I can't stay with you, baby. I can't stay the way you're clapping next to me. No, no, no. Can't stay with you, darling. I can't stay with you, baby, if you're clapping on 1 and 3. Oh, 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 oh. Well, it's been a thrill coming down here. Thank you so much, Matt Politano, Gabe Davis. Thank you, Tull.
Let's do I-20. Number 2.
Well, the first CD that I put out was called "I Just Want to Get Paid," and the title track is always a good closer at a great concert. And as much as we musicians love performing, we also try to make a living. And so this tune I wrote after I had done a long gig and a long rehearsal through the whole afternoon. It was with the Les Brown band back in the day. And they were always very good about paying right after the gig. They'd always hand you a check, and I was really counting on them with this one. And I went up to the manager after the whole thing, all these rehearsals with vocalists and everything, and then a big long gig. And I said, "Hey, you got checks?" And he goes, "Oh no, we don't have the checks tonight because of the rehearsal. We had to do calculations about how long everybody played." And he goes, "We'll be sending." He goes, "Just give me your address on this sheet, and we'll send you a check." And I was like, "Ah." So I walked out of there, and as I walked to the car, I started going, "I just wanna get paid." And I thought, wait a minute, that's already a song. So I wrote, it was in San Diego, so I was driving back from San Diego to South Paso, and I wrote this tune. So here's "I Just Want to Get Paid." Well, I'm a sideman musician. I've worked with every kind of band. But after all these years, there's still some never understand. Like, why do people bother clapping when they've been talking all night long? Why do they have to ask their questions in the middle of a song? But of all these things, the one I truly dread is when band leaders make me haggle just to get my bread. It's so sad. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just wanna get paid. You can't forget about the deal that we made. I get my money when the gig is complete. But now it's time to write checks, and you're dragging your feet. It's late, and I'm starting to fade, and I just wanna get paid. I just wanna get paid. I took the gig despite how badly you play. Then you made it your business to keep turning around to give me gems of advice how to work on my sound. I almost walked, but I stayed because I just wanna get paid. Well, I packed my things at the end of the bash, and I've been waiting to hit the street. But when I tracked you down to get my cash, you said, just put your address on this sheet. No, I just want to get paid. Your little story just don't make a grade. Your checkbook's at home and there's no cash here. But you've got plenty of dough to pay for all of that beer you've been sucking down like lemonade. I just want to get paid. Yes, I do. Keys to my car while you rap with some chick at the end of the bar. The club owner hands a stack of 20s to you, but now you need a whole week for his check to go through. And what about that tip we made? I just want to get paid. You know I love to play my music, even if it has to be with you. I'll give you everything I've got each night, and my bands are very few. Just don't treat your side musicians like some possession that you own. Say the same thing when we're working that you told me on the phone. But still sometimes before the gig I pray, and I've said, Lord, My name is Dave Tull. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Thanks for being with us. If you're interested in the CD, text me.